Alright, good morning everyone. Today we are here to do an instructional video. We are going to be teaching students how to throw a Frisbee. We are going to be using the gradual release teaching method, also known as the I do, we do, you do approach. This is designed for 5th grade students in physical education in the state of California. The primary learning objective is teaching the physical skill of throwing the Frisbee, but we're also going to be accessing the cognitive domain. What's so great about this activity is that students will learn how to use force, how to apply force. They're also going to learn body awareness, basic fundamentals of movement, and basic exercise science. Alright, so here's the first phase of the teaching method. I am going to instruct to my 5th grade student here, wonderfully developed 5th grade student, about how to throw the Frisbee in the proper technique and the proper form for doing it. So, here we go. Adam, as you watch me, you're going to learn the proper technique. Something that's really important and fundamental is body position. Okay, so we're going to focus on two things. The first thing is how you're going to hold the disc. Okay, so I'm left-handed. It's going to be a little different if you're right-handed, but what I'm having here is my thumb is going to be right over the disc like this, and then the back of your hand is going to be the bottom of the Frisbee, right? So similar to when you're throwing a ball overhand, we're using something called the principle of opposition, right? Remember, when you throw a ball, if you're left-handed, you're going to have your left arm forward, but your leg, your right leg, is going to be in front of you, right? So it's going to be opposite. Right leg forward, left arm back, or vice versa. Right arm back, left leg forward. So similar concept here with Frisbee. So if you're throwing backhand, your left leg is going to be forward, your left arm is going to be back, and this is going to create proper balance. This is also going to allow you to generate the maximum amount of force. Now, the movement that we're going to be using is we're going to be rotating around like this, okay? So the trunk is going to rotate, the hips are going to rotate, and as we get to the end of the throw, we're going to snap the wrist. Try to keep the arm as flat as possible. This is going to keep the disc going straight. And so most people, you probably think, where does the power come from? It comes from the wrist or your arm. Actually, all the power comes from the hip rotation. Okay? So it's going to be like this. You get to the release. That's how we throw a Frisbee. So now we're here with the second part of the gradual release method. This is going to be us learning the skill together. Again, we're expanding on the skill theme that students already know, and we're going to be using the principle of transference. So students of this age should already know how to throw a ball. So the idea is that they're going to be able to easily transfer the skill using the principle that was already mentioned, opposition and proper technique. All right, Adam, so here we go. Okay. We're gonna get you in proper position. This is the first step, so let's zoom in here and make sure that the hand is proper. Very good. Thumb over there, back there. Adam is right-handed, so of course he's using his right hand. Okay, now we're gonna get into the body position. Go. Good. So now what would happen if Adam just threw it like this with his feet just being parallel, is that he wouldn't actually generate any force because all of the power would come from your wrist. And remember, to really get the power, we need that swinging motion of the trunk and the hips generating force, right? Yeah. So the principle of opposition here, your arm's going to be back, your right arm's going to be back, which means this leg is going to be forward. Very good, wonderful. And now we're going to start by just swinging a little bit. Good. Get comfortable with that. Get comfortable with that. Very good. And now, once you get to the end, we're going to release. Awesome job. Okay, we are now moving into the next phase of the process of the gradual release method. We are now having the students interacting with each other, starting to expand on the basic knowledge they have from learning the skill. They're going to be working together while I sort of monitor their progress, and then the final stage will be the student working on the skill by themselves. So Adam and Stephanie are wonderful 10-year-old 5th grade students here. What we're going to do is we are going to practice the skill. You guys are just going to toss to each other while I watch you. So we're going to use all of the techniques and proper form and principles that we're talking about. And we're going to start in close. A great way of learning a skill, especially a manipulative skill like this, when you're manipulating an object, is to start close and then gradually expand out as you get more and more comfortable. All right, so let's start in close. Adam, toss, great job, fantastic catch, Stephanie. Back and forth, great. So now the students are tossing back and forth. They're starting to learn how they can use their force, they can use their bodies to really develop this skill. Great job. They're moving backwards now. They're getting more comfortable, learning spatial awareness as well, where to move once the disc is being thrown, how to move their bodies in flight. Great job. Fantastic, guys. All right, so we've now reached the final phase where ideally the student has become comfortable enough that they can take on the skill by themselves. First we started off with me teaching the skill and the student watching how the skill is performed. We talked about principles of opposition. We talked about the proper movements of the body and the rotation of the hips to create force. We talked about the arm extending and creating a straight path so the disc remains smooth. One other thing to discuss is what happens to the Frisbee in the air. To tie everything together is the Frisbee becomes a gyroscope moving through the air, and it goes through the wind, and that's what causes it to go in a straight line and create motion. So now we take all of those things, and Adam is ready to demonstrate the skill on his own. We would either do this in a real game context or as an evaluation, just me and him and the teacher student, and let's do it. Okay. All right, Adam, let's see what you got. Great throw, fantastic. Great job, awesome. Look at that force. Now that is a star 10-year-old athlete. Okay. All right, thank you guys very much for watching. This was an instructional video about the gradual release method in teaching. This is a great direct instructional approach, very common one in education. We're sort of moving a little bit away from it in physical education, but it's nonetheless a fantastic way of students developing skills, expanding on basic skill themes, and really learning new tools that they can use to live healthy, active lives. So just as a quick review and summation, what we did today is we started off with me, the teacher, just demonstrating how to perform the skill, learning some basic principles of motion. Then from there, I helped the student. We did it together, teacher and student working together to learn the skill. The third phase was the students working in a group while the teacher monitors their progress. And then finally, the student works by themselves. And as you saw, my wonderful 10-year-old students were able to master the skill of throwing a backhand toss. Thank you guys.